The petition to appoint an out-of-state guardian for a minor. Hi, I'm Darren Findling of the Probate Pro, and we're going to cover SCAO Form PC 684M. SCAO for State Court Administrative Office. This is a state court approved form for a very particular use case. It is used when somebody is the guardian of a minor out of the state of Michigan, and is coming into the state of Michigan and asking the court for guardianship to occur in the state of Michigan. This is different than a petition for appointment of limited guardian of a minor or a petition for appointment of a guardian, which is to establish jurisdiction within the state to establish the need for guardianship. Remember the difference between these two forms. This would be used when there's already an out-of-state guardian in another state that is qualified and acting coming into the state of Michigan. At the bottom left corner, you'll see that there are statutes and court rules that govern this particular form, as well as a court rule, MCR 5.125. It is this body of statutes that give rise to the use of this form. We strongly urge you to work with a skilled, competent probate lawyer whenever working in any matters through the probate court. So let's work our way through the document. In the top left corner would be the county upon which the application is being filed. In the top right corner, where it says case number or judge, it's going to be left blank initially because the application is going to give rise to a case number being assigned to it, as well as a judge. The beginning part identifies the court address of the county in which the matter is being filed, as well as in the matter of is the name of the person who you're seeking guardianship over. In the bottom or the next part of this section, the applicant section, is the name of the person who's already the guardian in another state, and on the right side, the attorney's information if there is one. Section 1 identifies the name of the person that's interested in this matter and is already the qualified appointed guardian serving in another state. Section 2 identifies that you're not aware of any other pending guardianship matters that are proceeding within this court or other courts, as well as there's going to be an identification at a later date that you're not aware of any family-related jurisdictional matters involving that minor. Section 3 says that you identify the date and birth of the individual, and the form MC97A, which is an addendum to this application, and it is a required addendum to the application. You fill out SCAO form MC97A to allow for the date of birth of the minor to be held private and not of public record. That form, as well as a video on how to fill it out, is in our form bank, and if you have any questions about it, let us know. It identifies whether the person's a female or male, and whether they're married, and which county, and then their present address. And then it also identifies whether they are a citizen of a foreign country. Section 4 is an identification of the names and addresses of the interested parties that are defined under statute and court rule. The court rule is MCR 5.125. It identifies who is entitled to notice of an application for the appointment of an out-of-state guardian. And in this particular case, it is the parents, as well as a conservator, as well as the person that has care or custody of the individual. On the back side of the form, this is the provision that I mentioned earlier, where there's a identification of whether there's jurisdiction in another proceeding, for example, a custody proceeding that may be, or divorce proceeding that may be going on in another court, as well as whether they're a Native American belonging to an Indian tribe or eligible, and you have to identify that in subsection 6. In 7, you identify whether that minor has a conservator. Conservator relates to assets, guardian relates to care and well-being, and then in 8, you identify who you're seeking to have appointed as guardian within Michigan. Presumably the same person that's out of state is now coming into the state of Michigan seeking this application for the appointment of guardian. Section 9 is the request of the court, and then the declaration under the penalties of perjury that the information is true to the best of your information, knowledge, and belief. The applicant signs and the attorney signs in that particular section. Now, you'll see there's a use note. It says if a parent is incarcerated under the jurisdiction of the Michigan Department of Corrections, the applicant must comply with a particular court rule, MCR 2.004B. The reason this note is mentioned here is that often in guardianship context, one of the parents may be incarcerated. So that's the form for the application for the appointment of an out-of-state guardian within the state of Michigan. At the Probate Pro, we are passionate about everything probate. If you have questions about this application or any probate or trust related issue, visit us at theprobatepro.com or call us at 1-833-PROBATE.